Hello and welcome to my channel Health and Wellness with Emma Mentel. Thank you for watching, and thank you for those of you who've been liking my short videos that I've recently been posting. And I do apologize for not doing any of these longer updates for a while. I have sort of lacked the inspiration, and there are times in the week or in the month that we just don't seem to be able to find the right content that will be relevant or supportive for those of you who are watching and liking my videos. So thank you for your patience, and I hope you're gonna be enjoying today's video. Please subscribe. You will be receiving notifications when I post new content. And yeah, please share any of the videos in the library that's there already that you feel is relevant for a family member or a colleague or a loved one. And sometimes re-watching these videos can also remind us of the important aspects, whether it is fasting or weight loss or inflammation, detoxification, gut health, immune health, all these very important and critical aspects of well-being. I find that I'm always learning, so I'm always watching content, and I find that I learn something new every time. And what I wanted to touch on today, it's the 10th of June. It's in the afternoon where I am in South Africa. And we are building up to the June solstice. Solstice in the southern hemisphere is in the middle of our winter solstice. And in the northern hemisphere, it'll be the summer solstice. I like these significant events as markers throughout the calendar year. So be it a solstice or an equinox, and I'm always very curious about the planetary aspects that inform some of our choices and some of the themes that I work with, or that you might be working with, or that you might be encountering. So it's not an absolute one size fits all, but the themes generally can be really supportive. So I have, and if you're following my social media, Instagram or Facebook, I have planned to do a reset fast with a group from Sunday night, the 16th of June, into that week where we'll be ending with the solstice. I like doing something like that because the energy is so amplified, and it is, I find it is so helpful for me to dedicate that time as part of healing, as part of transformation. So I've decided that with this winter solstice where I am, or solstice, that we will start after the last meal on the Sunday evening, and then some people will just do a 24-hour fast. Please join my some of my groups. There'll be more information on my social media. Some people do a longer fast. I'm definitely going to be aiming for a longer fast, and then really focusing in on the available energy to help me shift anything that's perhaps become a little bit stuck, to help me recommit to my health journey. And that's what I find is really helpful for me when I understand the different themes that are part of this timing. So I've looked at some of the planetary aspects. I want to remind you that I'm not an astrologer. I'm not an expert in any of the astrology. So I listen to other experts and then I make notes. This is not my research. I watch several different astrologers and their information, and then I sort of find the kind of theme that I want to work with. So there's this theme of Mars, which is motivation, male energy, quite a driving force, quite quick, fast-paced energy. And then there's also the Taurus energy, which is more sensible, which is more practical, which is more headstrong. So those are two of the themes that I've picked up on. And then, of course, in between, in the last week or two, 3, it feels like the last few months, we've just had endless solar flare activity. So very active points, spots on the sun, and it can lead to fatigue, it can lead to a little bit of headache, a bit of this, a bit of that. I'm trying to use it as just something that helps to activate more of what I want to focus on. And sometimes I have to get really practical with it. It means I need to rest, drink more water, take more minerals, really ground myself. That's why I've been at the beach a lot. You've seen on my shorts. Last weekend I was at a beautiful spot on our south coast. This weekend again, and I felt like all I wanted to do was sit on the sand and just watch the ocean. It was a very soothing, comforting, a visual and sensory experience, sort of listening to the sound of the ocean and just feeling that safety of the sand, sitting in the sand, walking on the earth. So the more that we encounter these solar flare activity that might throw you off a bit, the more you want to really ensure that you get your, so I'm just going to do that you get your grounding and your earthing as a priority. So I wanted to mention about the solar flares because some of you might have been experiencing the need for some comfort eating or something that just feels soothing. So that's not, of course, the main theme of this solstice, but it's just something that we can't seem to escape. So we are living in really unusual times. The solstice will be in Cancer at the start of Cancer on the 20th of June, and then the full moon will be in Capricorn 21st, 22nd of June. The themes that are being talked about is around feeling emotionally sensitive, feeling the need to be nurtured or the need to nurture, finding a sanctuary. Sanctuary is a safe place that might be at the home, in your home, the place where you're working, or somewhere you can go. Venus also is around that love for the home, beauty, something that feels calming and feels nourishing, feels nurturing. So when I see these aspects of heightened emotional sensitivity, personally, I know that my body is going to be asking me for something that is comforting. Now, when it comes to food that's comforting, for some of us, it might be more coffee, more sugar, more pasta, more bread, more cake, more alcohol. Or we can say, if I know and if I anticipate that my body is going to be feeling this kind of sensitivity and need for nurturing, I can plan ahead. I can say for the next 2 weeks, that week before the solstice, leading up to the solstice, I'm going to be fasting. So I'm going to be very focused on giving my body comfort in other ways. It's not going to involve food necessarily. But knowing that this is going to be part of the theme, I can make sure that I have the comforting food around. As we speak, I'm roasting bones to make a bone broth this evening. So I want to make sure that I can have at hand comforting meals, maybe a soup, maybe some of your favorite salad ingredients, some good protein, making a smoothie that you really enjoy. At the moment, because it's cooler where I live, it's winter now, or going into winter, I like to make a hot chocolate that I use raw cacao, some coconut milk, a beautifully soothing kind of drink, something that feels generous when I taste it, luxurious, that sort of comforting warm drink. So by anticipating these kind of things, we can already get very practical. And practicality is part of that Taurus energy. Right, I know that's going to come, so let me prepare. Let me have enough protein meals around. Let me have enough vegetables and salads. Let me have all the ingredients that I know will make a meal that's comforting. Or if you're planning to do a long fast leading up to this solstice, then for this next week, start to get rid of all the sugars, all the gluten, all the inflammatory foods. Start to really clean up your diet. I encourage my fasting participants pre-fast, so before the fast, to really clean up, to get rid of the foods that they might find that they're craving those foods. So it's almost like phase out the kind of foods and meals that are a burden to the body, something that's difficult to digest, or something that is unhealthy for you. So this emotional sensitivity, if I know that that is coming as part of this theme of this solstice in June, I can say, what else can I have in place that will help me to feel my nervous system to feel soothed and regulated and calm? Can I do breathing every day? Can I listen to some visualization? Can I play soothing music? Can I make sure that I perhaps do some yoga or a kind of movement, whether it's dance or other exercise that feels soothing and calming? I actually booked a massage for tomorrow. It was a gift from a birthday last year, and I know that that is very calming and soothing for me, even though there's some tight spots. So the practical side of this will encourage us to perhaps look at not just at providing the right meals, but look at growing your own food. I'm really enjoying growing some herbs, growing some peppers, some little tomatoes. So if you don't have a garden or space, maybe you can do some pots, maybe you can do some sprouting. So getting practical about how can I grow something that, for me, working in the garden, even though most of my plants are in pots, when I plant, when I feed my pot plants, I find that really calming and soothing. So spending time outside tending to these plants is another activity that I find to be really calming and soothing. There's also a theme around safety and security. That's really that base chakra, that sort of foundation, feeling safe and secure. And if you don't feel safe and secure, how can you create that? How can you nourish your base chakra? The color is red. Breathing in from the center of the earth, using affirmations perhaps. If you're feeling unsafe, and if you're not regulating your nervous system and you're not planning your meals, you might be likely to walk into a supermarket and just buy a lot of sugary kind of treats, wanting tea with biscuits kind of things. So know that this theme is around safety and security. What are you going to be doing for yourself that will help your body to feel safe and secure, that will help you to also embrace optimism and hope, not feeling like the rug is going to be pulled from under your feet any minute. And this is very much a pivotal point in our evolution, and I feel like I'm saying that a lot, and that I have been saying that for the last few years in some of the meditations that I've done online or in person. There are several pivotal points for us in our evolution. Almost every day and every week, these things are going to happen anyway. You don't even have to plan for them. But the more you are going to be taking care of yourself and your own needs, the more you are going to be prioritizing your own needs, your physical needs, your emotional needs, mental needs, and spiritual needs, the more your body is going to be able to cope with these very fast moving and amplified and intense energies that are hitting us all the time. If you're going to neglect your well-being, if you're not going to prioritize sleep and hydration and breathing and all the self-care aspects, it's going to feel like a crazier ride than what it already is. So I encourage you to prepare for the solstice. You've got 10 days. Use the next 10 days to really focus on your health priorities, to listen to my other recordings. There's so many at this stage, and the collection is getting bigger and bigger. Choose health, choose well-being, make this a priority. Know that you are going to be almost nudged to prioritize your well-being, your self-care. I find these times really interesting, even though sometimes it can be really hard. But for me, when it comes to these evolutionary pushes and nudges, I want to remind myself, and I want to remind you, that it is what you focus on that will be amplified. So if you focus on how unstable things are feeling, if you focus on how uncertain things are feeling, then that's almost what's going to be amplified back to you even more. Excuse the noise in the background. If you focus on creating something that's soothing and calming and nurturing and nourishing, even if it means fasting, then your body will be able to flow with a little bit more ease. It's not been easy. It's been crazy times. Personally, I don't think I have ever experienced anything like this before, and I feel like it's just the notch is just being, that dial is just being turned up more and more and more. So prepare for the solstice. Prepare by loving your body more throughout the next 10 days, by really tuning into what he or she needs, by showing deep gratitude for how she carries you. And I hope that you found this interesting and encouraging. I really admire you for your courage to show up and know that you are so worthy of the best possible health. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share, and I will see you soon with another update.